You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
Welcome to the Dressage Today podcast's Training Buzz. These short podcasts bring you the best tips straight from our subscription video site, Dressage Today On Demand. To get full access to all our videos, go to ondemand.dressagetoday.com and enter promo code DTPodcast to save 15% off your subscription. Now, listen in on this week's buzz and enjoy the ride. Today's Training Buzz features Isabelle von Neumann-Cosel. She is the sister of well-known U.S. dressage rider Felicitas von Neumann-Cosel and the cousin of Susanne von Dietze, columnist for Practical Horseman. Isabelle works as a journalist, author, dressage rider, and trainer with a special interest in biomechanics, seat position, and the functioning of the aids for riders at every level. In this clip, Isabelle discusses proper contact and how a lack of positive tension will create boredom or insecurity in some horses who want to feel the rider's support.
It's interesting to see this rein contact because this is a classic open finger. It's classic, it's just the way you touch the rein. You want to be soft, but this type of touching the reins with the open finger closes down the flexibility in your elbow. And that, can you feel it? It's not moving. Mm-hmm. If you have the fingers that way, close it. Open it. Can you feel it? Mm-hmm. The difference? So what you have really to learn is to be soft with closed fingers. And that the flexibility is elbow related. When it comes to the proportions, you have a very long lower arm. That's what we share, So you really have to worry about still the ability to get this flexible elbow and keeping a straight upper body position. This is hard to get because the more your hands goes forward, the longer this lever will get and the harder it's to carry it. But this is very important in order to get a proper contact. And you will not achieve more engagement if you don't get a proper contact. If he's avoiding contact like now and you are just opening your fingers and don't want to be hard, you establish a gray zone where there is no contact. It's just like being nice to each other, not yelling, but even the subject is okay, we don't touch the subject. Then we are nice to each other. That's the way it looks. And you didn't make your point, So I wanted to make really your point. Yes, this goes off. And so the challenge is to keep the fingers closed. And in order to make it easier, I will give you my magic sponges, which help. It's the same thing, but it's not that everyone gets this, but for the open fingers, it's a magic tool. Because it helps you to, by reflex, to keep the fingers closed when you focus on different things. So those are cheap make-up sponges, so if you feel them helpful, it's easy to get something. So I put it inside the gloves and close your fingers and try to feel and this thumb stays bent. It's a flexible contact. You can tell the horse, I'm here. But if the fingers are closed, the elbow can move. And this is important to know that this opening up of the fingers immediately blocks the elbow. And the softness that you want to achieve is elbow related and not let the rein slip through. Mm-hmm. It's not I want to lengthen. No, you want a steady contact. So the steady but flex, and you feel the sponge. The steady but flexible contact will be the challenge, you know. The downward movement in the heel, the steady but flexible contact, and of course I think about this will give us a little bit of a hard time until we get everything together, but it has to be a little bit more black and white. He has to give in the neck in order to establish the top line. And from just let go and don't touch the subject, he will not really give in, or there is the time where it's just, we avoid, you know, this would be too long. And it doesn't give you anything. It's just this when he walks along and says, okay. Because for him, if he doesn't get this positive tension in his body, a positive tension, not a negative, everything is so boring. Everything is okay. I'm doing like, he walks like that. Okay, I'm doing my, you know, but not too much, you know. So know that you don't want. He's listening to me. Look at this eye, you know. I love the face of this horse. I love to see some spirit. He is exactly listening to what I'm saying. So he says, yes, I want to do this. I want to develop, and you dare. So you don't pull, but you keep the fingers closed, and if you want to touch his mouth, you can do this. You can turn and rotate towards the opposite shoulder, and if you want to create a flexion, you have to make sure, you put your leg on him just a little bit in order not to create resistance. If you want to get a flexion in the paw, it's important that's done between the two reins. Because what you want him to do is to turn, to get, your foot in the door, he has to turn his head a little bit from side to side. But this only happens if you support from the outside this turn. Otherwise, he will only bring the neck over too far and not giving in here, which is the important, this is where you said, okay, I know. This is where I'm supposed to give in. It's easier to the right and harder to the left. Yeah. But and for me, when I sit on a horse, I don't ask, would you give in? He will give in. I ask, where is it? Where is the position mostly a little bit further to the outside than you think? Don't try to bring his whole neck to the side. Try, if he's not giving in, try to ask to bring the neck a little bit further to the outside, and figure out where is the point where this is where you let, could you see? Just a tiny little bit. So don't ask, will he give in? Ask, where is the point where you give in? But of course you give in.
We hope you enjoyed this bonus podcast. What would you like to learn about, and what tips would you like to hear? Email me, Stephanie, at sruff@equinenetwork.com, or reach out to us on social media. Remember, go to ondemand.dressagetoday.com and enter promo code DTPodcast to save 15% off your subscription to our online catalog. Thanks for listening.